Delaware STEM Educator Award furthers my mission by opening up a world of opportunity for any high schooler like me or anyone really.
This is a huge, beautiful green light, a shining beacon to me to keep going with this work and keep sharing it with others so that other people can be inspired, creating these really engaging, hands-on, real-world learning opportunities for our students, which they need and deserve.
5-year-olds that I'm teaching, but I'm instilling this love of learning, of problem solving and critical thinking that they're going to use throughout their life.
It's not a one-year accomplishment. It's something that we've really been working at with a group of students since they were in 3rd grade. Now they're all in high school. It's a combination of parents and coaches.
The organization that we're part of at the high school level is 3,500 teams internationally. So, we are all connected in some way.
We are trying really desperately to try to get different, more diverse students involved in this opportunity. Making sure that they can have the right transportation, making sure that they have all of the right equipment they can to
obtain the resources necessary to continue partnering with the 7 libraries that we're working with in Delaware, and also to acquire the materials to be able to produce the kits to distribute within those 7 communities.
I co-founded a nonprofit organization called Girls Tech Together, which basically introduces underrepresented youth and girls in STEM to computer science fundamentals through engaging activities, sessions, events.
How to build buildings that will withstand the big bad wolf blowing them down. Really hands-on lessons that the kids absolutely love, and I absolutely love getting to experience that with them.
When our students work for 6 weeks and 8 weeks to build a robot for competition, there are kids in Germany and the United Kingdom and Australia and Africa and South America that are doing the same thing at the same time. And so when we go to competitions, especially the world competitions where everybody comes together, you've already known them because you've lived through what they've lived through the past 3 months.
I'm a pre-med major and neuroscience minor at University of Delaware. When I go into, say, medical microbiology or my kinesiology and applied physiology classes, I'm either the only Black person in the class or one of a few women in the class. I think my mission in life to encourage more girls, especially girls of color really, to go into STEM.
We had a group of students who came together to work on an innovation design project to come up with programming, software, and games to have students with disabilities play games with students without disabilities virtually as part of their physical therapy. Everything they're doing is with a guise of trying to make the world a better place.
Good afternoon. My name is Sam Ponzo, Vice President and General Manager of the Industrial Solutions Division of DuPont. I am thrilled and proud that DuPont continues to invest in science and technology in Delaware by sponsoring events like this one. This builds on DuPont's long-standing commitment to increased access to STEM education and skills in both elementary and post-secondary education. We are really committed to continue to build the next generation of innovators and supporting those that make it all possible. When we look at STEM education, it really provides that problem solving and real-world skills that enables us to solve almost any challenge. And so now let's take a look at a short video that shows how DuPont provides innovations to thrive.
We believe now is the most important moment. This moment, right now, is the beginning of our future. Because it's not the there and then, but the here and now that matters most. If we focus enough on now, we can create a better life, a better world, for all of us and the generations that follow. And that's why we work so hard every day. We transform what could be into what is. We're fearless optimists, thinkers and doers, unafraid of taking on the biggest challenges and rolling up our sleeves to make the impossible possible. Wherever you live, we're there, working side by side with our customers in electronics, water, protection, industrial technologies, and next generation automotive. We've always been focused on improving everyday life, and we're doing it better today than ever before. And right now, we're protecting people when they need it most, connecting people when it matters most, and helping people live a better now. We're working around the world with our partners and in our communities. Together, we empower the world with the essential innovations to thrive.
Good afternoon again. Tonight's ceremony will run about 2 hours and include awards presentations, addresses by elected officials, notable student groups in the state, and videos from this year's winners about their accomplishments and insight about their recognition. As previously mentioned, this is the 9th running of the Delaware STEM Educators Awards. The awards recognize a teacher or team of teachers at the elementary, middle, and high school levels, and community programming who demonstrate STEM innovation and excellence through teaching, academic collaboration, and student engagement. 3 unrestricted cash awards of up to $7,500 will be given to each first place winning teacher or team of teachers. The Delaware STEM Council and the Delaware Foundation for Science Mathematics Education, or DFSME, has 3 goals that are the basis for the preliminary evaluation of exemplary STEM practice in the classroom. The goals are to expand the number of Delaware students who ultimately pursue advanced degrees and careers in STEM, while broadening the participation of women and minorities in these fields. Expand the STEM-capable workforce to create, grow, and attract STEM-related businesses to Delaware, and to increase STEM literacy for all students in Delaware, including those who decide to pursue non-STEM related careers but need a STEM skill set. We will begin our awards presentation with an address from the Delaware Secretary of Education, Mark Holodick. Before joining the Delaware Department of Education, Dr. Holodick served for 2 years as Senior Leadership Specialist for the University of Delaware's Delaware Academy for School Leadership. In this role, he coordinated the Governor's Institute for School Leadership and served as faculty lead for DAZZLE's Principal Participation Program. He also conducted research in collaboration with the school district's charter schools and designed and facilitated research-informed professional development for school teachers. From 2009 to 2020, Dr. Holodick served as superintendent for the Brandywine School District, following a long history with the district as a student, teacher, assistant principal, and principal. And now we'll go to his video.
Good evening. I regret that I'm unable to join you in person at Buena Vista for this special night, but want to share my congratulations to the Delaware STEM educators being honored this evening. Thank you for your innovation, passion, and tireless work to educate the next generation of Delaware STEM workers. You are instilling in your students not just knowledge, but an excitement to learn and a passion for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. These are our 9th annual awards. I must thank Ashland and DuPont for their continued support that makes this night possible. Members of the Delaware STEM Council and the Delaware Foundation for Science and Mathematics Education also deserve our special appreciation for the many volunteer hours that make this recognition of STEM possible. Finally, thank you to Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long for sharing tonight's keynote address. Tonight is about not just celebrating the work of our STEM educators, but also sharing their stories. Too often, the great things happening in our schools don't get the recognition they deserve. So, to our celebrated educators, I say, our community needs to hear your stories. Your fellow educators need to hear your stories. We all need to not just celebrate you, but learn from you. Thank you for your leadership and congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Hello, everyone. I'm Governor John Carney. I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person today, but I'm happy to join you virtually to recognize the recipients of the 9th Annual Delaware STEM Educator Awards. As your governor, promoting innovation in Delaware is a top priority. That starts with giving our students access to quality STEM education provided by good teachers like you. Whenever I visit schools throughout Delaware, I'm always impressed by the enthusiasm I see from students in our STEM classrooms. This will have a big impact on the future success of our state. We know that when employers are deciding where to locate and grow their businesses, the number one thing they look for is a skilled workforce. Your commitment to our students will help them be more competitive in their careers. Thank you all for what you do to shape the leaders and innovators of the next generation. I also want to thank the Delaware STEM Council and all the partners who made this event possible. Congratulations again to all educators being recognized. I hope you enjoyed today's event, and I wish you the best of luck with the rest of the school year.
Well, on to our first award. It is my honor to introduce the first place winner for elementary schools, Krista Bivens. So let me tell you a little about Krista. Krista has been an elementary school educator for the Smyrna School District for over a decade. She has been tasked with administering curriculum, following WIDA standards, creating lessons plans to meet the diverse needs of a group of students, incorporating technology into lessons, differentiating instruction, delivering assessments, collaborating with co-teachers, following IEPs, and meeting and participating in meetings with parents. Quite a lot. So please join me in congratulating Krista.
Since 2012, Krista Bivens has taught English as a second language in the Smyrna School District. The district has approximately 200 English learners from grades K through 12 in the ELL program. The North Smyrna Elementary School has students in the grades K through 3 and 25 ELL students. The school uses the National Geographic Look and Reach Higher curriculums, which aim to teach nuances of the English language through science and social studies concepts. Each unit focuses on reading, writing, listening, and speaking in these two areas. The unit we discuss here is entitled Staying Alive and is used with the first and second graders. At the start of this unit, the question, "We are alive, how do you know that we are living?" was posed to students. Their ideas about living things were captured on chart paper. Then they were asked, "What other things do you know that are living? How do you know they are alive?" Additional items were added to the chart. The idea of non-living things, such as desks, was posed as a question. How do we know this desk is not living? And student ideas were added to the non-living section of the chart paper. Then they were asked, "What other things do you know that are non-living? How do you know that they are not alive?" Additional items were added to the chart. The chart helps students to make connections and comparisons of living versus non-living. The chart can be reviewed throughout the entire curriculum to refer to important vocabulary and concepts related to living and non-living. Students were then given a set of pictures of various living and non-living things and asked to sort them into the two categories. Students were asked, "How do you know this is living or non-living?" to determine knowledge acclimation. Next, students read the story Twilight Hunt, which is about various animals using camouflage to hide from their predators as a means of survival. Next, students read the story Hide and Seek, which discusses animals in forests, oceans, and rainforest habitats. The teacher asked, "Based on what we read, how do animals in different habitats keep themselves alive? What is the same and what is different?" Student responses were added to the living non-living chart, which ties together how living things stay alive. Extending these ideas, the students compare ways animals stay alive to the ways humans do. Students were asked, "What do humans have that keeps us safe?" Pictures of how humans have evolved over time were shared, and the class discussed how these adaptations helped keep humans alive. Finally, students were asked to think of an adaptation that they would add to the human body to help humans stay alive. Students were asked to complete a graphic organizer, including drawings of their human adaptation idea. With limited language proficiency, some may view English learners as unable to participate in STEM-based activities since there is often high-level academic vocabulary necessary. However, as evidenced in this presentation, ELL students are just as capable as their peers with built-in support, such as chart paper with important discussion vocabularies and graphic organizers.
Mount Air Farms is more than just a chicken company. We're a collection of dedicated people pursuing diverse career paths that collectively help us feed the world. STEM opportunities abound at Mount Air because of the nature of what we do. From our hatcheries to our feed mills, from grow out to processing, we use science, technology, engineering, and math to be the best in the industry. We carefully select every ingredient that goes into our feed and have a rigorous testing process to ensure we are only using the best quality. Our veterinarians ensure our chickens are properly cared for and are vaccinated to stay healthy. At the processing plants, our quality assurance techs make sure the final product heading to the grocery store is the freshest, most wholesome product that it can be. Our engineering teams design workspaces that maximize efficiency and allow us to process millions of chickens every week. As the fourth largest chicken company in the country, Mount Air's products end up in grocery stores and restaurants in almost every corner of the country, and families enjoy our chicken served on dinner tables around the world.
Welcome back. I am now thrilled to recognize our middle school winner, Sarah Leonard. Sarah has been a 7th and 8th grade mathematics and science educator in the Appoquinimink School District since 2011. A Project Lead the Way STEM specialist, she is an NJHS advisor, a host for STEM clubs devoted to 3D printing, and Girls That Code, and she serves on the Equity Team Committee. Now I'd like to congratulate Sarah.
Since 2011, Susan Leonard has taught 7th and 8th grade math and science at Lewis J. Redding Middle School in Middletown, Delaware. Redding Middle School has a diverse population of students, with 71% of the students belonging to a racial minority group. Therefore, Susan ensures that presentations focus on real applications, stories, or photos related to that diverse population. The courses taught utilize the Project Lead the Way curriculum and materials. Project Lead the Way provides learning experiences to create an engaging, practical classroom environment that helps students develop knowledge and skills that they need to thrive. In the Design and Modeling course segment, students discover the design process and develop an understanding of the influence of creativity and innovation in their lives. In the Medical Detective segment, students play the role of real-life medical detectives as they collect and analyze medical data to diagnose disease, while in the Flight and Space segment, they become engineers as they design, prototype, and test models to learn about the science of flight and what it takes to travel and live in space. Every lesson taught utilizes real-world problems and applications. In Design and Modeling, the class spends a few days learning about cerebral palsy and viewing case studies. In the accompanying Design Challenge, students create an ankle-foot brace, known as an orthesis, for a patient with cerebral palsy. It is important for students to understand the diagnosis prior to creating the orthesis. Students have authentic foot ortheses that were donated to the classroom by a physical therapist to use as examples. Each day, before students work on their project, they view another case study as the lesson warm-up, providing students with real-world applications. In the medical detective segment, students research diseases using reliable sources, and they create an infographic to present to their peers. The presentation materials are real-world applications of presenting important information concisely to encourage the public to read and learn. Students run the E. coli lab to understand how antibiotics work and the effectiveness of different types. They discuss treatment options for bacterial, viral, and fungal infections. Students also run chemical labs to demonstrate how labs confirm illness diagnosis and how viruses and disease spread in an outbreak. In computer science, students learn about the positive and negative impacts of technology and how to be safe when online. Students learn the basis of coding and how to build code to run programs on a microbit microprocessor. Students can also participate in after-school STEM clubs, including a 3D printing club and Girls That Code club. Our after-school bus program enables students to participate in these after-school clubs. STEM is experienced every day in the classroom, from the decor on the walls to the discussions, projects, and hands-on experiences. This exposure also enables all students to have STEM literacy, whether they are pursuing a STEM-based career or not.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm United States Senator Tom Carper, and I understand that you're at the Buena Vista, my very favorite place in all of Delaware. What a gorgeous place. And I am jealous that I can't be there with all of you. You know, if you know the history of it, but the historic mansion that you're in is a befitting venue for a lot of venues, but especially tonight's event. Built in 1845 by Delawarean, a U.S. statesman, a fellow named John M. Clayton, John Middleton Clayton. It was here that Clayton employed the best and most current agricultural practices of the time, making his farm around, really surrounds the building you're in right now, but making the farm prosperous and productive. As educators in science, technology, and engineering and math, you can well appreciate the innovation that must have been happening right where you are sitting 178 years ago. Perhaps John Clayton knew then what we know now, and that is that emphasizing STEM education in our curriculum is going to better prepare our society and our planet for tomorrow. I'd like to thank all the educators that are assembled here this evening and the hardworking Delaware STEM Council team. You are doing the frontline work with our students, and for that I'm grateful. Our nation is grateful. I'll continue to work in Washington to support you and help create a nurturing environment for job creation in this STEM fields and a lot of other fields as well. So take care. And good night. If we got out of here earlier, I could come by and stop and see you. Leave the light on, okay? Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce our second place winner for middle school, Tommy Polite. Tommy is an 8th grade math teacher at the Laurel School District and has been there since 2016. In that role, she has facilitated meetings and collaborated with colleagues to develop strategies for SBAC testing and created a test schedule for the grade level. Congratulations.
Tommy Polite has been teaching 8th grade math since 2006 at the Seaford Middle School, where she is currently the middle school math chair. The school is using the illustrative math program from Open Up Resources. This example will be focusing on the lesson on keeping equations balanced. The illustrative math approach uses a set of objects suspended from a clothes hanger as a metaphor for a linear equation, as shown in this handout for the lesson. The ideal way to introduce the lesson is using a smart or interactive application in the classroom using the consumable student materials provided by the company. Illustrative Mathematics is designed to be an in-person Level 1 instructional program. Normally, Ms. Polite would ask the students to open the student book and work in groups of 2 to 3. Each group would work independently but collaboratively and present findings, thoughts, or ideas. Unfortunately, this approach would not work due to the COVID causing a mix of in-person and remote access students. The main struggle was finding a way to engage students who were in-person and remote to engage in the task collaboratively. In this lesson, Ms. Polite provided a manipulable piece of technology that allows students to change values rather than expecting students to jump into a problem that seems overwhelming. She created a Desmos application to prelude the lesson that I am intended. In developing the presentation, she deliberately omitted specific pieces of the student materials to engage students with just conjectures. This process motivates and engages free thinking before collecting information. At this point, students began to provide ideas, which she records on the board as rough draft thinking. The purpose is to get every child to contribute and then argue the validity of each equation. They, as a class, determine the accuracy of the equations, but also justify and communicate their reasoning. In general, math is a subject that many students identify low confidence in. Ms. Polite's way of introducing the concept allows wrong thinking to be proven wrong through discourse and evidence. Using the book to do an activity in groups of 3 would not have provided the result, given that half the students were remote. She practices going much further back into the background knowledge of her students by introducing elementary level problems related to the conceptual skill to initiate thinking in general. By doing this, the students are less likely to reject higher level mathematics or presume that the difficulty level is beyond their abilities. What is added to the unit is accessibility to every learner. Ms. Polite's approach shows students that math is not inapproachable as most believe.
The Agilent site in Little Falls, Delaware is one of Agilent's mission-critical multipurpose sites, with highly skilled personnel working across many departments vital to the delivery and service of the Agilent product line. Founded in 1992, this location has been a keystone of Agilent's mission to improve the human condition and bring great science to life through innovation and technical solutions.
We have a little over 350,000 square feet of mixed-use space, mostly consisting of offices, laboratories, and manufacturing. And we have a little over 800 employees affiliated with the site. What we have here is just an incredible diversity of talent in people's backgrounds, in skills, and in roles to service our customers and deliver those trusted answers for Agilent.
Little Falls houses liquid chromatography and gas chromatography manufacturing, R&D, marketing, field service engineers, training, both virtual and on-site, certified pre-owned products, instrument repair, customer service, and logistics. Little Falls plays a major role in sustaining growth and advances in science for Agilent.
No matter who you are, where you come from, what your background is, you have an opportunity to have a community and a career here at Little Falls and with Agilent.
School category, Dr. Sharon L. Burke. Dr. Burke has been teaching anatomy, biology, AP biology, and also the Deltec dual enrollment anatomy and physiology courses at Cesar Rodney since 2018. She is also an adjunct professor at Deltec Community College in Dover. Again, congratulations.
Dr. Sharon L. Burke received her PhD in biomedical engineering from Rutgers University in 2000. Since 2018, she has taught at Caesar Rodney High School in Camden, Delaware, teaching biology, AP Biology, Advanced Anatomy and Physiology, and the Deltec Dual Enrollment Anatomy and Physiology. What follows focuses on the teaching strategies employed in the Advanced Anatomy and Physiology course. Anatomy and physiology have traditionally been taught as rote memorization, with the common result that students forget all the information after the test. Rather than such memorization, Dr. Burke provides lessons that enhance the learning process by increasing critical thinking and making connections to real-world experiences. One such activity is the discussion of case studies. Students are provided with a series of case studies of clinical situations related to concepts learned in the unit. Understanding the level of organization of a particular organ system can be challenging. Students create a model of a muscle and its substructures using straws, spaghetti, paper, and tape. They use the model to explain the organization of the different layers within the muscle. After this exercise, they were able to understand the microstructures that were observed using a microscope. Another important activity to understand structure-function relationships is the dissection of organisms and organ specimens. When students do dissections of a fetal pig, they get an understanding of how organs are connected to each other and how they are organized in the body. Students see the differences in dimension of the left and right side of the heart, which provides the different levels of pressure needed to eject blood from the heart. In 2 laboratory exercises, students use basic principles of biomechanics to understand the physiological effects that a change in the structure can have on the function of a system. In Orthopedics in Action, students use chalk as a model to understand the forces that are applied to bones to produce a specific type of fracture. Students apply forces at different angles to the chalk and observe what type of fractures are created. Given sets of fractured bones, they use the patterns learned to determine the type of forces and the fractures that the bones underwent. Get a grip consists of a model of a hand where students measure the force applied by the muscles of the hand to hold a grip at different angles of the phalanges. They then make a conclusion of which is the ideal grip that should be used while mountain climbing to exert less fatigue on the muscles and have a stronger grip. As advisor of the Scrub Club, Dr. Burke has been able to expand STEM-related activities to a bigger section of the student population. The Scrubs Club membership is open to any student interested in careers related to the medical field or medical research. The club invites speakers from the medical field and academia to give a short presentation to describe the variety of pathways that can be taken for any specific field. After the presentation, students perform a hands-on activity related to the field. For example, when Dr. Connor, a pediatric orthopedist, came to visit, students learned how to apply casts to each other. Dr. Burke's dream is to infuse a positive image of STEM education. Students can gain essential skills for doing science that can also be transferred to other fields of study. This in turn will increase scientific literacy among our young members of society and hopefully will seep into our communities and through generations to come.
Good evening. I'm U.S. Senator Chris Coons. To Daniel Suchensky, Executive Director of the Delaware STEM Council, thank you for bringing together once again all these amazing educators and innovators. And to everyone who's a part of the Delaware STEM Council and the Delaware Foundation for Science and Math, thank you. To the businesses and organizations who come together to help Daniel pull off this amazing evening for these deserving educators, and a special thank you to this year's main sponsor, Ashland. And finally, the most important thank you of all, to all the educators here tonight who've dedicated your lives to advancing and educating the next generation, thank you. I hope you are all having a wonderful evening at Buena Vista. You're together because you understand that learners today are our leaders of tomorrow. I know our future is already improved just by having you all together and working to guide the next generation in their pursuit of knowledge. Some of you in this room tonight will win awards, but every one of you has already made a lifelong difference for others, preparing our youth for a future that includes their active involvement in STEM sectors is no longer just a forward-thinking good idea. As we witness the challenges facing humanity around the globe, these are the students who are going to lead us forward. That's why I'm working so hard to bring resources to Delaware to make access to STEM education more equitable. We're bringing the first Community Foundation STEM Hub to Wilmington's Riverside neighborhood, thanks to a $3 million federal grant, to help expand access to STEM education to kids who've often been disadvantaged and disenfranchised. When they're ready for college, we're investing millions of dollars more in federal funding in critical facilities like the University of Delaware's Nimble Center. When they're ready for jobs, we're fighting for competitive placement of a hydrogen hub here in Delaware, which will create huge opportunities for good-paying careers for so many Delawareans with backgrounds in STEM. These are just 3 examples of a lot of efforts that your congressional delegation is making on behalf of STEM education and opportunity in our state and region. So thank you to all of you for filling the role that puts you in this room this evening. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person tonight, but know that I'm there with you in spirit, and my office is always here for you. I can't wait to hear from any or all of you about how I can best help you in your ongoing efforts to lift up the next generation of STEM leaders for Delaware.
It's a celebration, it's a holiday, and tonight we celebrate STEM. So in Delaware, it's a STEM holiday. Perhaps one year we'll have that officially on the calendar as we seek tonight to continue the recognition of our wonderful STEM educators, to acknowledge their work. And I hope that you're enjoying the program this far. Are you enjoying it? Although you've heard that this is the 9th year for the Delaware STEM Educator Awards, this is actually the 4th year that we get to honor and recognize community-focused educators, those that may or may not operate in a traditional classroom format. We know that learning happens everywhere, and so does teaching. It happens formally and informally. It happens during the evenings and on weekends. It happens during the cool winters and the hot summers. There's no break for an educator, as indeed education is never complete. The educators we celebrate tonight view seasonal breaks as an opportunity to do their best work, to plan, to find innovative, this time they will find innovative pathways to success for every student. For community educators, their classroom could be virtual or on some of the best venues in our beloved state of Delaware, on the business campus or in a garage, in the library, within a municipal building, at a nonprofit organization in the park, along our riverfront, at the beach, at a museum, or even a theater. My name is PJ Simon, and I'm a board member of the Delaware Foundation for Science and Mathematics Education. So in another life, I was the academic outreach manager for the DuPont Company. I was responsible for developing and implementing a strategy in our investments in education for North America. In that role, I was honored to present awards to STEM educators and agriculture educators, which is part of STEM, but I need to single them out, across this great country. Regarding the recognizing Delaware and our teachers, this day has to be one of my favorite awards to present. In fact, this award speaks to the African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. The village or the community is where the people that are closest to you are. They actually they encourage you, they nurture, they mentor, they prepare our children for the world. Community educators are a part of that village, and certification isn't required. Community educators show their students how to have fun as they work together and think critically on how to solve and tackle problems. They make learning about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics cool. They expose and inspire our children to pursue a career in STEM, where they can make a difference in the quality of all our lives. This is the work we recognize tonight. The Community Educator Award for exemplary educators uses the same framework for success as the previous awards. The applicants for this award may be certified teachers in the K-12 area in our schools, or they can also be an educator without certification but still works in a STEM-focused curriculum. Preference is given to STEM curriculums and programs that have been vetted, sustainable programs, and activities that have an impact on many. Replicated, scaled across the state and beyond. For the 2022-2023 academic year, the Delaware STEM Educator Award Selection Committee, and which includes representatives from the Governor's STEM Council and the Delaware Foundation for Science and Mathematics, has reviewed and completed all applications for the selected prizes, and at elementary, at middle, and also high school. So it is indeed an honor to present the 2023 Community Educator Award to Padua Academy's educators, Kelly Townsend, Sarah Smith, and Ray Healy.
Padua Academy is a Catholic, all-girls college preparatory high school in Wilmington, Delaware. As the gender gap in top mathematics achievers persists, Padua is pleased to celebrate the exceptional work of our 3 AP math instructors, Kelly Townsend in AP Calculus AB, Ray Healy in AP Calculus BC, and Sarah Smith in AP Statistics. The curriculum of AP Calculus AB, AP Calculus BC, and AP Statistics all align with the Common Core standard as documented by the College Board. In the way these 3 teachers approach this standardized curriculum, they emphasize building critical thinking skills that students can apply across content areas. As Mr. Healy explained, the expectation of the AP Calculus BC curriculum necessitates that students make discernments and need to keep in mind the technique they've learned and which ones would be appropriate to use in certain problems. He noted that his instructional approach provides students coaching and practice in these skills. As he described it, I tried to show them whenever possible how the new technique relates to things they already know and how they might decide that this technique would be appropriate. Mrs. Townsend utilizes a flipped classroom approach to AP Calculus AB to reinforce collaborative learning through a variety of targeted activities. Thanks to the high level of motivation of her students in class, Mrs. Townsend can focus on practice and applications during class time, while students independently take notes from the videos she prepared for them. Mrs. Townsend's approach exposes students to large amounts of practice material so that they can begin to recognize patterns. Dr. Smith often helps students apply AP Statistics learning to the AP Biology curriculum. She notes that students in the past who have taken both classes, whether concurrently enrolled or taking the classes in separate years, often recognize the overlap in chi-square tests. In fact, recently she worked with a student who was eager to drill past the applications instructed within the AP Biology curriculum. All three instructors recognize the cross-curricular applications of their specific content and skill objectives. Mr. Healy noted that there is a significant crossover between AP Calculus BC and physics. As evidenced above, the three educators teach students how to tackle the specific challenge of an AP exam, yet use innovative approaches to instruct and engage students. As often as possible, they tie the course-specific content to real-world applications and broader STEM skills. Students note that the instructors can expertly connect math skills across the curriculum. This STEM approach also comes through in the way they build critical thinking skills. This team of educators offers young women an exceptional introduction into the highest level of high school math curriculum. Not only do they engage best practices in STEM education, but they also create a culture of curiosity, investigation, and collaboration.
So my name is Daniel Harris. I'm a director for Walmart and store manager. So with it, one of the things about my career, I started this company as a part-time cashier, and I've had the ability to grow as being a director for the company. I've led teams all across the United States, from Atlanta, Orlando. Just recently came to Delaware from Texas a year ago. One of the best things about the Walmart overall entity and organization, first being the largest private employer, second to the United States government, but also having those facilitations for opportunities for growth within our communities. And not just looking at it from a holistic experience, but looking at it from a root cause analysis to truly be able to impact those true core values, like how our founder, Mr. Sam Walton, created this company, which is to truly be a store of the community. And so with that, one of the best things about the Walmart organization is our investment within those communities, not from just a philanthropic opportunity, but in the instance of making sure that we give those opportunities for our communities to truly be successful. And so with it, one of our new iterations within our company is to understand that we are a people-led, tech-powered, omni-channel retailer. And what that means is that we embrace technology. We embrace the motivation of the world and the global platform to make sure that we give those opportunities for all of our citizens, for all of our communities to truly be successful within any parameters of that success, because we truly authentically at Walmart believe that every person can be successful, because everybody's measure of success is completely different. And we're here to empower you. And with having those opportunities, not only within just our retail environment, but also we have the largest supply chain. We're a global company with over 27 different countries, but not looking at it just in the infrastructure of being a for-profit company, our investment back into those communities, not just on the philanthropic side where we've invested just in the fiscal year 2021, we invested over 627 million pounds of food back into our economy, but also into our communities, but also over $43 million that are given annually within local community grants, which allow our communities to really have that positive impact and not define any community, because at Walmart we support any type of community as long as it's being a positive impact within the individuals and those entities within that community. So one of the best things about the Walmart family, and I truly believe it is a family, because wherever you start isn't necessarily where you'll be 6 months from now or a year from now. One of the best things that we love is giving people the opportunity to truly be successful. And success is a measure of different for each person. It's measuring from the fact of one can be the best cashier, or you can be the CEO of this company, just like our current CEO, who started as a part-time card associate and now runs the largest company globally. So whatever your measure of success, regardless of either it's based in a science, technology, engineering, arts, or mathematics, it allows you to be able to give that encompassing picture of, hey, these are the opportunities that are related to Walmart and how we support our communities overall.
Our second recipient of the Delaware Community Educator Award is Todd Klowinski, Science Specialist from Caesar Rodney School District.
Todd Kalinsky has taught high school biological and environmental sciences in a number of schools since 1998. In 2017, he became the Environmental Education Specialist for the Caesar Rodney School District, where he established the Caesar Rodney Center for Green Schools as well as the Caesar Rodney Eco Campus. The Caesar Rodney School District in Kent County, Delaware, has worked for the past 7 years to become a leader in Delaware for the Green Schools initiatives. By committing to offering equitable, meaningful environmental education programs for all through sustainability education and outdoor learning, the district has begun to successfully develop and demonstrate a curricular model that is replicable in other public schools. Specifically, the school district focuses on restoring much of the underutilized space on its public school campuses as native habitat through the Eco Team Volunteer Corps, a district-wide initiative that enhances the work being done by educators in classes and support staff in district departments. A number of district elementary schools have participated for many years in the Delaware Forest Service's annual Arbor Day poster contest. Here are 2 winning recent student entries from the 2023 Kent County entrance. Several elementary schools continue their years-long legacy of running a successful school-based compost center at their schools. Students and staff at Welch Elementary put together a training video for the Eco Team Volunteer Corps members. The Delaware State Sea Turtle Project consists of an essay and upcycled artwork contest organized by several community partners, including Delaware State Senator Stephanie Hansen and the Murr Institute, which hosted the project online. Contest winners included several students from the district. Just wrapping up its 3rd season in a row, Freer Elementary has successfully cared for and fledged over 122 Purple Martins for the Purple Martin Landlord Program. Included in this conservation-minded initiative are activities involving maps following where the birds migrate and ornithological bird banding. Engaging students in a meaningful education environment and providing resources to teachers about how to properly engage students in STEM-related conservation projects will help to inspire and mobilize future generations of residents in the local St. Jones River watershed to become more environmentally engaged, no matter what career or line of work they enter after finishing school.
Hello, STEM educators. I'm Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I am thrilled to bring greetings to you and your families at the 9th Annual Delaware STEM Educator Awards, hosted by the Delaware STEM Council. Each year, I look forward to speaking to this esteemed group of teachers because you are the leaders who are making a difference in the lives of our young people. From teaching 1st graders how to use a computer to helping 12th graders with their robotics competition, you are cultivating an environment that encourages young people to develop the STEM skills that are so valuable and so needed. And as Delaware's former Secretary of Labor and founder and co-chair of the Bipartisan Future of Work Caucus in Congress, giving people the skills they need to take on in-demand jobs and strengthen our workforce has long been a priority of mine. And as we stand on the brink of a great transformation, between the immersion of artificial intelligence and the development of immersive technology, STEM skills have been more important than ever. This is especially true when it comes to advancing clean energy in our country. Just last month, Senator Carper, Senator Coons, and I announced that the Mid-Atlantic Clean Hydrogen Hub was selected as one of the 7 regional clean hydrogen hubs. This is a public-private partnership between Delaware, southeastern Pennsylvania, and southern New Jersey. And in simple terms, it means that we're going to develop a clean hydrogen hub right here in Delaware to power planes, trains, cars, and ships. Think about it. Transportation we rely on every day to get us from place to place can be powered by hydrogen. This is the kind of innovation needed to fuel our clean energy economy, help us fight the climate crisis, improve our health status, and create good paying jobs all at the same time. And we're going to need people ready to take on these jobs who have a strong foundation in STEM. I know this group of educators stands ready to continue its impactful work to prepare the next generation of students with those essential skills. Congratulations to tonight's winners, and thank you for all that you do for our students and our state and our country. I look forward to seeing you all in Delaware soon.
Good evening. I'm Randy Osho, the Executive Director of the Delaware Foundation for Science and Math Education. And isn't it great just to see these great STEM educators? DFSME has been around almost 30 years, pushing science and math skills for every student, with the highest leverage point through the STEM educators, the science and math educators in the broader umbrella of STEM. And I hope you see the theme. We've gone from in class to out of class, and now we look at some other aspects. And the Mannon Award was created 4 years ago to emphasize the team approach, the collaboration which is necessary with a number of teachers working together with different skills, math, biology, physics, whatever, and doing things as a team, and the planning, the execution of that, the interdisciplinary activities, and bringing unique opportunities to students that you just don't get in a biology class or a chemistry class. So the award has been going on, and we have fun looking for people who have been doing that. And the success of a team is something that should continue. So there is a $1,000 award that goes back to the team to continue those efforts. For 2023, we found a unique situation in Padua Academy. Gosh, we're back again. And this time, the team is very interdisciplinary. I cannot actually figure out how many different teachers are involved in it. So I'm going to break with the pattern and present the plaque, but ask Lisa Kowalski, who we understand has been around from day one, to just list off the other teachers you want to recognize. So come on over and congratulations. Lisa, just mention who the other teachers are, if you would, please.
So we have a very large team. We do work with the science department and math department together. So Brandon Lawler is actually taking over engineering in-class courses. He's been helping us. We have 2 new teachers on board for biology, Anna Ivanovich, and we also have Morgan Calagreco Spoltore. The 3 previous teachers that were up here, Ray Healy, Kelly Townsend, Sarah Smith, they're all part of this collaboration. We also have Leah Judy, who's doing the biology part of it, Christine Campbell. It's a pretty extensive list of teachers. And Chris, yes, I'm sorry, Chris Schimpf. And yeah, Dr. Fred. And IT. We have that, we're all, we even tried to drag Art in with us. So, and she's actually helped a little bit too. So, Jen Mrazek. So we definitely enjoy working together, and the more we can give the kids to experience, the happier we are. So it's been a lot of fun. I'd like to thank Dr. Mannon, because without him, this probably would never have happened. He allowed us to participate in many professional development activities down at the University of Delaware, which is where all this started. And we could never have done it without him. So thank you.
Padua Academy is a Catholic all-girls college preparatory high school in Wilmington, Delaware. It offers a robust STEM curriculum, including advanced math, biology, chemistry, and physics courses, alongside information technology classes. These courses provide students with a strong foundation across STEM disciplines. Padua requires a technology class for each student, which can be related to the arts, web page design, or programming. The success of Padua Academy's Biomedical Engineering elective class is one example of student interest in the STEM curriculum. Students begin the semester learning about scoliosis. They then diagnose the severity of the disease using actual x-rays and recommend treatment based on their measurements. After students complete a unit on suturing techniques used for Achilles tendon repair, they practice suturing using a pig's foot with nylon monofilament suture and a pair of Kelly locking forceps. Padua Academy is dedicated to supporting student achievements across the STEM curriculum, which is particularly evident in the students' successes in the AP courses. Padua offers 3 AP courses: AP Calculus AB, AP Calculus BC, and AP Statistics. In all 3 classes, since 2020, the average class score on national tests exceeded the average by up to 49%. Beyond the classroom, STEM pervades the extracurricular activities as well. During Engineering Week in March, a full panel of alumni currently working in engineering fields discussed their careers and actively engaged the students in questions and answers. During Pi Week, all students were engaged in various math challenges and activities. Students let their competitive side show, solving Buffon's needle problem and completing a pie scavenger hunt. Padua's STEM clubs, such as the Dissection Club, Coding Club, and Robotics Team, also provide students with opportunities to explore their interests. Michelle Schneider, an IT teacher at Padua for 15 years, brings the joy of coding to all interested students with the Coding Club. Brandon Lawler and Chris Schimpf, the co-moderators of the Dissection Club, made the deliberate decision to give students authority in determining the direction of the club. Recent Dissection Club leader and class of 2023 graduate Daryl Hernandez reflected on the impact of the Dissection Club. I was fortunate within my 4 years at Padua to participate in the school's remarkable Dissection Club. Joining the Dissection Club was a turning point for me when I realized I needed to dedicate my life to science and helping others. In addition, Padua STEM educators have also invested in institutional partnerships. These partnerships expand student learning from the classroom into academic and professional settings. During a workshop, Lisa Kowalski connected with Dr. Jenny Buckley, professor of mechanical engineering at the University of Delaware. Since then, Padua's Discovery Engineering students have annually visited the University of Delaware Department of Mechanical Engineering to start rapid prototyping of toys they designed in class and work in the UD Design Studio. Lisa Kowalski also takes students to the National Biomechanics Day on the University of Delaware Star Campus, where students rotate through different biomechanical labs and participate in interactive activities identifying different aspects of the study and application of biomechanics. Padua Academy's commitment to STEM education has yielded impressive results. The school's emphasis on critical thinking, problem solving, and teamwork has prepared its students to excel in any STEM discipline they choose.
Great stuff with all those pandas, and I understand there's panda alumni all over here. There is no video for the next speaker. I'm introducing somebody who is one of our strongest supporters and advocate for science and math education for everybody. She is a STEM person. She has done the last 6 of these. And the first time I actually had to give her speechwriter some things to say. The next year I gave them, she didn't use them. So I'm just going to let her say what she wants to say. Bethany, welcome. Thank you.
Wow. Great to be here. Thank you, Randy. For those who don't know me, I am a professor, a nurse, a research scientist, always first, and I just happen to have another title in Delaware called Lieutenant Governor of Delaware. But today I stand here saying congratulations to all these incredible winners, the faculty, the parents, the students, those who have been part of the process of elevating STEM in our state. And I just want to applaud the STEM Council and Randy and team and Ann and certainly DFSME. Wow. When I listen and I read to what we are producing in the state of Delaware, the first state, I am uber competitive. You know, I want everybody to live here, raise a family, and work in Delaware. And what better opportunity than STEM and STEM education? It does matter. I know, having had the incredible opportunity to come year after year and to participate not only with the STEM Council and DFSME as a mom and as a researcher and a scientist and a nurse, it really matters what we do, whether we are listening. We just heard from Padua, a coding club, a dissection club. These school skills prepare us for a lifetime of success. The Congresswoman with whom you just heard talked a little bit about the hydrogen hub that's coming to Delaware. I am uber convinced that Delaware is going to be the #1 place for folks to come and locate, and we're going to keep our young, talented minds in this state because that is the future of workforce, is application of STEM, whether it's a career or college. So I would not miss being here. I would never miss saying congratulations and a warm appreciation to all of the winners. It takes each and every one of us together to make us stronger. I will say to you, a lot of people don't know. You know, I was raised on a farm in Sussex with a grandmother who only could have an 8th grade education. And she taught in me the value of making sure that we had that opportunity in applied education. She was the smartest person I ever met. She just didn't have the same opportunities, but she was a very successful woman who developed a farm. And on that farm, she knew more about science than anyone I ever knew. She knew all about agriculture and technology. She knew about veterinarian science. She had to do it all. We are so lucky in this state. And I want to say thank you to the sponsors and to those who have not yet donated or sponsored and supported. Please support our STEM Council. Please support our DFSME. And also a little selfishly, why I'm in pink, and many of you see me with my STEM Council queen, my STEM queen, Jackie Means. We're always in pink when we're out together. We know that Million Women Mentors matter. So I had to get a little plug. For those who don't know, I'm the honorary co-chair nationally of Million Women Mentors with Governor Reynolds out of Iowa, where we really do promote women in STEM and its entrepreneurship. We got a lot of work to do. I know when PJ Simons and Terry Quinn Gray and all the other board members and Jennifer Kamek, when we get together, we're trying to elevate young men as well as women with a little focus on the women, but we have to do better with our data. It continues to be, you know, less than 1/3 of our workforce of women in STEM. And so when I hear Padua and other academies getting these awards, it elevates my heart even more. So collectively, whether you're here as a faculty member, a parent, a student, we just say on behalf of the first state, keep at it. Congratulations. For those who applied, maybe you weren't selected this year, you are all winners in my eye. And as a Lieutenant Governor and the honorary chair of the Million Women Mentors, thank you. And again, to Randy, it really matters. So, in summary, in closing, keep at it. We're going to continue to make Delaware shine at the national competitions, but most importantly, we are going to be a state that is going to be known for the future innovation and entrepreneurship. And why? Because of you, the STEM Council and the DFSME and the teachers that matter. So finally, as a teacher myself, for the faculty, if you get a little tired and some days you don't know if you're making a difference, you really have. And so again, it was sincere congratulations on behalf of the state of Delaware. And so Randy, I think it's back to you.
There's not a single note on this podium. That was Bethany talking about things. She shares our passion. We have 2 short videos here yet before we get towards the end of the program, and hope everybody stays around a little bit for mixing afterwards. The last part of our program is we try to find student-run efforts in STEM or student-driven programs. So we're going to see two videos here. One is called Spark, which is the video will describe what it is, but it's a student-run, student-driven thing, which started, I believe, in Charter School of Wilmington. And the second will highlight a group from Brandywine High School which won the Samsung competition for a team effort to develop products that are interesting and will tell itself. It made national attention. I'm sure you read it in the newspaper. So let's watch these two videos.
I think what gravitated me towards the field of STEM was its innovative and hands-on structure. As a kid, having the opportunity to do interactive activities was truly enlightening and really brought the subject matter to life. Also, those moments as a kid when you're going like, aha, or whoa, or are truly excited about what you're learning is truly amazing, and I hope every kid has the opportunity to experience that. My name is Sahana Rajgopal, and I'm the founder of the Sparks Project. At Sparks, our mission is to bridge the STEM education gap that exists at the K-5 level. This is super important because we believe at this age, these STEM experiences can shape their love of STEM forever. We do this through a unique way. We don't use worksheets or textbooks. Instead, we cultivate interactive experiences such as scavenger hunt, having them make their own lava lamp, having them see which object floats best, and many more. Not only that, but we have a three-pronged approach for meeting our mission. First, we raise awareness of STEM education and STEM disparities through fundraising and social media outreach. Secondly, we promote accessibility of STEM education through free workshops, partnering with schools and other organizations, as well as having a free online platform for STEM education called STEM Central on our website. Lastly, we form alliances with like-minded organizations in the community. Sparks has been in session since June of 2020, and we have reached over 500 students, raised approximately $2,000 through many fundraising initiatives, including Do More 24, which is Delaware's annual Giving Day. We have 2 chapters, one in Delaware and one in Connecticut, and we have partnered with organizations in the community such as Know It Now, Boys and Girls Club, Urban Promise, Delaware Libraries, and public schools in Delaware and Connecticut. I wanted to thank Delaware STEM Council for this opportunity. I think the work they're doing is truly amazing, and I hope to continue to work with and inspire as many kids as possible to fall in love with STEM just as I did.
Some daily tasks that seem easy present unexpected challenges for the millions of Americans with independent living disabilities.
Go ahead, get the hit.
Devices like the one shown here, called power links, allow those with physical disabilities to control appliances with an assistive switch. However, these can be cost prohibitive for those who need them most.
Cost is huge in special ed, right? Everything is so expensive. When you have a person with disabilities, everything, the markup on every product is massive.
Last year, we took on the challenge of developing affordable alternatives to this technology. While we succeeded in creating effective devices that performed well in real-world environments, their labor-intensive designs limited their large-scale impact.
This year, we sought to create a device that would be easier to manufacture at an even lower cost. By designing a printed circuit board, we could get hundreds of vital parts assembled quickly and easily for less than $5 a piece.
To create a robust enclosure for the Assistive Appliance Control Unit, or AACU, we turned to leftover PVC remnants from construction sites. By upcycling this frequently discarded material, we are helping to decrease the 7 billion pounds of it that enter landfills yearly in the US.
With that in mind, we drew out some ideas focused on a small and easily assembled form factor. 3D modeling was key in ensuring the components fit just right.
We found that our AACU performed well in extreme use environments, such as adapted physical education classes, where high-impact collisions are more common.
Home run!
However, schools aren't the only places where the AACU can have an impact.
We may age into some kind of disability at some level. We know that we don't have to give up that healthy, active, and engaged lifestyle. And students such as these young gentlemen really help to make that happen through their design and through moving their projects forward.
By creating a device that can be easily assembled using household tools, we hope to benefit each of the 10,000 Delawareans with independent living disabilities, with help from community partners. For example, our district's Skills for Independence, Transition, and Employment program gives young adults with disabilities the opportunity to practice employable skills through product assembly and other services.
Their prototype could really help change the lives of those facing severe physical and cognitive disabilities by providing a cost-effective tool to help them navigate everyday tasks.
We can see that the technology exists to give anyone the ability to live more independently. We believe that with the right model, those who need this technology won't have to worry about the cost.
I have one last editorial comment on the Brandywine team. The Samsung Award was a $100,000 award. We had national attention, a lot of visibility in the state here. And one of our other sponsors, Labware, which was founded and is very successful, run by Vance Kirshner. He is one of our sponsors. He invited the team and wanted to meet them and tell them how taking science and being entrepreneurial is how he started Labware. And he felt that these students doing what they did in that Brandywine project deserved a little of his time, which turned out to be almost 2 hours. So there is a lot to the STEM community. And with that is my closing comments. Dan, you got a guest.
All right. Good evening, all. My name is Daniel Sahensky. I'm the Executive Director of the Delaware STEM Council. Believe it or not, we're actually beginning to wrap up. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, which is wonderful. But it also allows me the opportunity to introduce who happens to be here, Shahana, who's the founder of the Sparks Project, who just saw the video for. So without further ado, I'll give her a couple minutes to speak.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Sahana Rajagopalan. I'm a senior at the Charter School of Wilmington, and I just thought I'd use this as an opportunity to just talk a little more about what I do and why I do it. So I know the audio in the video was like a little loud, but I'm the founder of the Sparks Project, and Sparks stands for Students Providing Awareness and Reach of Knowledge in STEM. And basically, we strive to bridge the STEM education gap that exists in Delaware at the K-5 level. I know the video itself discussed a lot of what we do, how we do interactive activities, how we've impacted 500 plus kids, how many chapters we have, but I think I really wanted to drive home in this short little speech why we do it, because I do think a lot of us in the room share those same passions. So for me personally, STEM isn't just a science, but it's an interactive world with limitless possibilities, and I hope to continue to share that excitement with every child possible in an interactive manner. For me, instilling a passion and developing deep bonds with the children I work with has been super gratifying. I'm incredibly proud of just watching their enthusiasm over a simple concept grow into a deep love for STEM and something they want to share with everyone. Having the opportunity to teach kids about density through making lava lamps or doing penny boat challenges, or even having them learn about, for example, just kind of like biology in general through making their own terrariums. I think it's really important that even at a young age, we really thrust these kids into STEM because we're all very passionate about it, and it'll just drive them to also lead that. So I want to thank you guys. So, thank you.
Possible future award winner for the Delaware STEM Educator Awards. Before we close out the evening, I wanted to give another thank you to all of our award winners who are I'm gesturing, there is this way for the people who can't see. So a round of applause for all of the winners for this evening. It's the work that you guys do every day that make all of this possible. So thank you again for all of your efforts. I know we have some rolling credits, but before we get to that, I wanted to mention that the next year, this time, presumably, we'll be doing the 10th running of the Delaware STEM Educator Awards. The application is already up on the website. Go and check it out. See, start preparing for the application, because there's a lot of little bits as part of it. So hopefully we'll see you back all this year next time. I guess the last thing would be thank once again all of the sponsors and all of the partners that made tonight happen. So these are the sponsors: Labware, Ashland, DuPont, Mount Air, Agilent, and Walmart. We have the event partners slide too. No, there we go. Delaware Department of Education, the Office of the Governor, University of Delaware, Buena Vista, where we are right now, DENREC, the Delaware Pathways, Delaware Math Coalition, Delaware Science Coalition, and Delaware Division of Libraries, which brings me to the last thing, which is that DENREC, is the reason they're a partner is all of the winning teams will receive park passes for the state of Delaware for the whole year, free access. So we'll be sending you those after the fact, so congratulations. Thank you again for everyone for making this possible. Thank you, Ashland. Thank you, DuPont, for hosting. And I believe we have credits now.